Okay, so in this video, I want to talk about the pros and cons of having a capsule wardrobe. I've had a capsule wardrobe for about like 2 years now, I would think. I didn't do it like purposefully. I wasn't like, yeah, I want to start a capsule wardrobe. It was more like out of necessity. I just didn't like the clothes that I had, so I basically donated most of my clothes and started over getting things that I actually wanted. And I kind of read a little bit about capsule wardrobes, but I didn't want to follow the rules because I wanted to make sure that like it worked for me. But I think that I did end up having very close to what a capsule wardrobe is supposed to be. If you don't know what it is, a capsule wardrobe is supposed to be having just a few pieces that you can mix and match depending on the weather. And so you only have a certain number of pieces, like a certain number of pants or bottoms, and a certain number of like tops and a certain number of dresses. And it is very limited. Like it's supposed to be, I think, like 30 pieces or less that you like switch in and out depending on the weather or like the seasons. The good thing is that I live in South Florida, so I don't really need to think about the seasons too much. I basically just have some sweaters for our winter. So that's something that has made it easier for me. I am going to go ahead and link up here my wardrobe just in case you want to see what that actually looks like, what I wear. I have added and taken away some pieces since then, but it's basically stayed pretty much the same. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, make sure you click on that link right up above. Okay, so let's get started with some of the cons of having a capsule wardrobe, because I know this channel is all about minimalism and loving minimalism, but it definitely has some things that I think most people don't like to talk about. And even knowing some people who do consider themselves very minimalist, they haven't taken the step, or they have tried to do the capsule wardrobe and decided that it's not for them. And I totally understand why, and I want to kind of tell you about those things before you go ahead and start into the whole capsule wardrobe frenzy. So let's start with some of the cons, and then I'll go into some of the good things that I've seen from having a capsule wardrobe. So one of the cons is actually is there's less laundry to do, which is a good thing, but you actually have to do laundry more often. So that's something that I realized that that I realized with very quickly. Like after a week of you wearing, your capsule wardrobe, you literally have to do laundry every single week. And I think that the less you have, the more often that you have to do laundry. I have expanded a little bit, so I have to do laundry twice a week. But even then, like at the end of that second week, I realized like, oh, I gotta do laundry like right now because I I don't have anything to wear, so I gotta go and wash my stuff. And it does become a problem, especially when you're a mom, because laundry and like it is less laundry that you are folding and spending since you do it more often, but you have to be on top of it and you have to do it often, because if you don't go ahead and like do the laundry and fold it right away, you have nothing to wear. And this has happened to me so many times, so that's why I've had to like be very on top of the laundry. Like as soon as the laundry is done, I have to go ahead and fold and put away, because if not, like I will not have anything to wear. And same with my husband, he has a pretty minimal wardrobe as well, and the same as my kids, because they also have a pretty minimalist wardrobe. So I had to make sure that the laundry is like up to date, and I have to be honest, sometimes it is such a pain to have to do laundry so often and so regularly. So that is one of the things that you have to think about before you go ahead and take the jump on the capsule wardrobe. Another con is actually you have less options to wear. And I've seen that this is a common thread with people who just love to express themselves with clothing. Like it becomes very basic, and the whole point is just that each piece has to be worn in different outfits. So um, there's I think that there's just a lot less options that you have to like be creative and to express yourself, because you have such a minimal wardrobe. So it's just one of the things that I think is important to think about. And that kind of goes with my same point. Like, um, I do think that having a capsule wardrobe starts making it like one tone. Like, unless you are like very into, you know, um, different shirts and like the same thing, like the same basics that kind of match with everything, it starts becoming like a one tone. I think that's something to think about, because it's something that can happen, since you're like, well, you know, I bought the skirt, but if it doesn't like go with the pieces that I have, then it's just not going to work. So I think it's very important, if you have a capsule wardrobe, to have like, you know, some basic jeans, some basic shirts. But if you're following the rules of a capsule wardrobe, that takes up a lot of the pieces, the amount of pieces that you can have. So everything starts becoming like very, you know, one tone, which that's something that for me has just made it easier. I don't have to think about what I want to wear. And as you can see in a lot of my videos, I love white shirts. So it's something that has worked for me, but I think that if you are a person who just loves to accessorize and express yourself through fashion, um, you have to get really creative with the pieces that you do have. And I know that there are some people who definitely have gone that route and like shown how creative you can be with a few pieces. Um, but it's just, I still think that a lot of people who are very fashion forward, or like are very fashionable, or love fashion, they have a pretty large wardrobe that they mix and match and they wear. But having, I think, 30 pieces is very, very small to be able to be creative and express yourself. So that's another thing that I think is good to think about. And then the other thing is that you have to, which this is kind of like a con and a pro, but you have to really take care of your clothes. And especially when you're a mom, especially if you have a baby, there's so many ways that you can get your clothes messed up, and that they can get stained, and you know, that it's just something that you have to be like really on top of, making sure that you take care of your clothes, and that they're constantly being you know, just taken care of and washed. And it's just something that you have to keep in mind, just to make sure that your clothes really last and you can get the most out of them, without having to constantly buy. But again, you know, I think that if you are a mom and you just don't have the time to think about, like, you know, taking care of your clothes like that, meticulously, because you have a lot of things to think about, and you have a lot of people to take care of, this might not be something that you might find worth it. So those are my cons. Those are the things that I realized, that you really have to be on top of your clothes and really take care of your clothes, really take care of your laundry, to make sure that the whole capsule or minimalist wardrobe really works for you. However, I would like to say that I don't want this to discourage you from like going into your clothes and decluttering, because even though you don't have to follow a capsule wardrobe, getting rid of the pieces that you are just not wearing and are not going to wear anytime soon really helps you go through your closet and pick and know that everything that it's in your closet, is things that you like, even if you decide to go through a capsule wardrobe or not. So I'm very pro decluttering, making sure that you go through your clothes, and whatever you're not wearing, you're getting rid of. But this is just specifically to having those like 30 pieces of clothing. So, but let's go now through the pros, some of the things that I have liked about, and the reason why I actually have a capsule wardrobe, because I still do. So there are some pros to it. The main thing is that I am a lot more aware, and I buy a lot smarter, because I have less. So I having the capsule wardrobe has really pushed me to really think about, like, hey, is this a piece that I actually want because it kind of looks cute in the model and I just think that I want to buy it, or like, do I really love it and want to add that into my closet? And because I want to keep my clothes very minimal, I'm very thoughtful on the things that I actually buy, and that if I don't like it, I try to return it as much as I can, because I don't want to just have a piece that I thought was going to look cute on me and then it didn't. So it makes me really think about buying, and not just buying mindlessly through clothes, but really thinking about if this is a piece that I'm actually going to wear, that I'm actually going to love, and that I can actually use with the pieces that I already have. So I think that that's something that I have absolutely loved about it. So let's see. The next thing, and the thing that I love the most, is that it makes getting ready so much faster, so much easier, so much less to think about what I'm gonna wear. That has been my absolute favorite thing about having a minimalist closet. And it's, when I'm getting my kids ready to go, and when we're getting started with our day, I pretty much know what I'm gonna wear. I know I have some type of like mom uniform that is gonna look presentable, that is gonna look good, that is gonna look great for work if I need to. So it's something that I know that I already have there, it's available, it's well taken care of, and it's gonna look great always, and it's gonna look very classic always. So that's why I'm always thinking about making sure that I have pieces that will stand the test of time, that will look good in any situation, and it makes getting easier so much. It makes getting ready so much easier and so much faster, and that has really helped with becoming a mom, and just not having the amount of time to think about it, because I also have to make sure that my kids are dressed, and that I'm getting breakfast ready, and all of these things that kind of go through our day to day. The other thing is that it also helps you buy quality items, and that's something that I realized pretty soon. Um, I started getting just basic pieces that were very cheap, and that were very poorly made, and I was just buying just because it was easy. But then I realized that those pieces wouldn't last me, and they would start looking bad after like 2 or 3 times that I would wash them. And since I have to do laundry more often, the pieces that were poorly made, it was annoying, because I was like, man, I just wore this like 2 or 3 times, and it's already messed up, and I don't like the quality. So because I was buying less, I started realizing that, well, since I'm not spending all that money on just buying a ton of clothes, I'm gonna really save and make sure that I pay for quality items, and that I actually get quality items. And that's something that I'm thankful that I did, because now I can afford, and I want to afford pieces that are not only better made, but that are ethically made. And so I started looking for great stores that are just more ethical, that are helping the environment, that are making sure that are taking care of the people that are working for these factories, and I'm not continually going through this fast fashion and supporting this fast fashion movement, which I just don't agree with. And so because I know that I'm only buying 5 shirts or 6 shirts, I really want to put in the money and put it in the quality. And I realize that when I do that, and when I'm buying quality pieces, they last so much longer. There's such, like, they're better made, and I'm not like going through this fast fashion, um, you know, just buying because it's cheap, buying because it's easier. And I do have the funds to be able to buy some more expensive pieces. So, and it's not to say that I never buy fast fashion anymore, or like sometimes it's just available and I just need a quick shirt that I just need to replace with something. So I still do it, but I really am more conscious of like, no, I'm going to make sure that I am buying quality pieces, and that I am supporting these businesses that are trying to make a difference in this movement of being more ethically responsible. So that's another pro that I absolutely have loved, and I'm so excited that I have continued to do it for a few years now, because I think that we should definitely take care of our environment, and minimalism is something that has made me more aware of what I'm buying and what I'm spending my money in, and if I can support these brands that are trying to make a difference, why not? Okay, and the last pro that I have is that I actually love the pieces that I have in my wardrobe. It's not like, oh, I kind of like this, kind of not. But I know that the pieces that I have bought, I love. I am going to wear them. I am just going to love the pieces that I'm wearing, and I am wearing them until I just cannot any longer. Instead of just like, oh, I don't really, I bought this, but I don't really like this. It's more of like, I love this piece, and I'm gonna make sure that I wear it and I use it for as long as I can, to give it its proper like lifetime um, of the piece. And I'm also, you know, by doing that, I'm also being more aware of the environment, of not just buying something and like, oh, I didn't like it, you know, discard of it. But I bought it, I love it, I'm gonna wear it as much as I can, and I know that it's something that I used and can last me a long time. So that's another pro. So as you can see, I mean, I really wanted to share this because I didn't want you to think that like, oh, minimalism, like everything is so fantastic, like there are no cons to this. And there are things that I think are things that you should think about when um, you know, when you're going into this minimalist lifestyle, where you're thinking about adding it to your life. Like there are some things that you are not going to like, and that they might not fit your lifestyle. So it's very important. I think I want you to understand that doing this whole minimalism thing, like make it work for you. Make sure that you're not following like someone's rules of something that might not even work for you, but that you're actually making this lifestyle work for your lifestyle, and it's not the other way around. So I hope you found that helpful. Make sure that you like this video and you subscribe, because I always forget to say that. But if you do like my content, make sure you subscribe. That would mean so much to me. And make sure, I'm going to leave the link right here so you can see what my minimalist wardrobe looks like. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.